Hello! Welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, Anton, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Saturday. We start with the recent news that Braxton Sutter is now finished with Impact Wrestling. He tweeted, "My time with Impact Wrestling is up and I would to extend a huge thank you to them." Yes, he missed the word like in that sentence. "They gave me my first official contract job as a wrestler at 35 years old and hired my wife at the same time. I'll never forget that. It was a great chapter in my life. Now on to the next one." So yeah, best of luck to Braxton Sutter. Seriously, he was fantastic. I enjoyed watching him in Impact Wrestling, so best of luck to you, Braxton. I know you'll set the wrestling world on fire. And then we have John Cena talking a bit more about his breakup with Nikki Bella. "I love Nicole with all my heart, and the split's tough. It's a tough time, but that's life. We all go through highs, we all go through lows. I'm going to get through it. I love her, I'll always love her. The fact that my heart hurts for her, I know I was in love, so I'll always have that." And then Hollywood Life added the following about why they split. "Nikki sees her sister as a great mother, and Nikki loves being an auntie, but she wants more, and that is a child of her own. She would love to have kids, and she wanted to have kids with John Cena, but obviously didn't work out. But the next boyfriend she gets serious with, she wants them to know that kids are part of the equation. It's not going to be a date for fun. She's going to date for marriage and children. That's the person she wants to be in her dating future." I can completely respect Nikki's wishes right there, to be honest. She knows what she wants. She's going to go after it. I do hope one day John Cena and her may get back together, but I don't see it ever happening. Then we go to an interesting person turned down the Greatest Royal Rumble event. There was a lot of money being thrown around, said Sean Expat Waltman. There's an insane amount of money being thrown around. I know that this weekend I was in Baltimore and I was with Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and we were talking about it. They wanted to get Shawn Michaels, and he was just like, "You know what, don't even bother sending me an offer and trying to tempt me, because there's huge money offers," and he's going, "I've got a thing with one of my kids and I'm doing that, and that's all there is to it." I can respect that. He's got plans with his kid. He retired to be more at home with his family, so that's what he's doing, and I respect Shawn Michaels for that. Would have been nice to see him, but maybe next time. Then we move on to a unsurprising person defends WWE's working with Saudi Arabia. While on Fox Business, JBL commented on the criticism WWE's gotten with working in Saudi Arabia. Mohammed bin Salman, the Prince, is trying to create diversity. One way you do that is bring the WWE, because these fans are now will become fans of WWE, will go on the website and they'll see the women that they are treated equals. That Nia Jax, who's a women's champion, is treated exactly the same as Brock Lesnar. I don't think they are, but I get the point he's trying to make. He said, when you wanted to open up China, you sent in McDonald's. You sent in companies like this. Capitalism works in breaking down barriers. I tried that quote on my work colleagues. They just laughed at it. You wanted to open up China, you sent in McDonald's. They just started laughing and went, "What the fuck?" So that statement sounds like a little bit of bullshit. But yeah, I get that you're sending these big capitalist companies that kind of start working the way in kind of thing. I get that. Then we go to why Sami Zayn missed the Greatest Royal Rumble. According to Brad Shepard, a source indicated that he was not expected to travel Saudi Arabia unless something was unexpected happens. He said the indication backstage is that he wasn't included because he is Syrian Muslim. Saudi Arabian-Syria relationships have long been strained. WWE did kind of respond to this. They went, WWE is committed to embracing individuals for all background while representing local customs, culture differences around the world. So basically they're embracing everyone, but they kind of realised it's a bit awkward, so they didn't bring him. That's what I'm taking off that. And then Chris Jericho commented on being part of the Greatest Royal Rumble. It's one of those things. I would have rather been a surprise, but I think WWE is going in there with all guns blazing and all hands on deck. When I got a call to do this, I was like, it doesn't get any bigger than that. It's much bigger than showing up to even Madison Square Garden, where we've been there 100 times before. But doing it over in Saudi Arabia, it's very majestic and very mysterious, adventurous, and that's the kind of thing I'm all about. Fantastic. It was nice to have you there, Jericho. Shame you didn't win, but oh well. And now let's talk about Titus Worldwide. Yeah, I'm going to show you the botch he did. Can that record? There you go. That is the botch Titus did at the Greatest Royal Rumble. The wrestling world, well, wrestlers have reacted to this. Nia Jax said, Braun might have won the Greatest Royal Rumble, but Titus O'Neil stole the damn show. Bravo. I'll finally say it. Titus Worldwide. No Way Jose said, best Rumble entrance ever. Sasha Banks said, Titus, you're amazing. Santino Marella said, falling was inches away from catastrophic. If he caught his forehead on the lower bar of the ring, he could have broke his neck. Wow, mate, wow. Thanks for the ruining the funniness of it. Rob Van Dam said, love you, Titus, but I love you, Titus, but this was one of the best things I've ever seen. Coachman said, funniest thing I have ever seen. Holy smokes, that was funny. 5 replays on the telly is how you on the telly tell. 5 replays on that tells you how funny it was. Hurricane, if Titus shows up on Raw wearing Stormtrooper helmet, my life will be complete. It was fantastic. I love it. Then Jinder also had a botch. He responded to it because Jeff did like a what was it? A swan, whisper in the wind, and he literally tapped on his back barely. I'm going to show you that botch as well. That's the botch Jinder did, and then so they went botchamania moment, and he just responded by saying, "Relax, I was playing possum." I don't think you were. I think you just fucked up selling that, dude. It's so funny. And then Titus O'Neil reacts to the botch with, it was at this moment, light bulbs, my WWE idea for the Greatest Royal Rumble moment was born. WWE shop, get the merch ready. I'm about to slide these extra checks right into the bank. I have no idea what he's planning, but let's see it. Come on, Titus. Then we go to 7 matches announced for Backlash. As of now, AJ Styles, Nakamura, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, Big Cass. After what happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan best murder that guy. Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Charlotte, Miz, Seth Rollins, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton. They're expected the tag title matches and the kickoff matches will be officially announced next week. That is a banging card. I'm not going to lie, that's a banging card so far. It's got some real matches I'm looking forward to on there. We'll go into it more depth later. And then we go to the news that Paige's movie about her life fighting with my family was originally scheduled for September. It's now been delayed till March the 1st, 2019. According to Deadline.com, the move was made to avoid competition from September releases, including the new Predator film. Fair point. Can't wait to see it. Actually, it'll look quite interesting. Then we have a couple of big achievements from the Greatest Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan broke Rey Mysterio's record for having the single longest performance in a Royal Rumble match, clocking in at 76 minutes and 15 seconds. Or, let me just break it down, an hour and 16 minutes. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And they also commented on his chest getting blistered by Roderick Strong. I haven't wrestled Roderick Strong since 2009. This was the first time we've seen each other, and the first time he does is blister up my chest. He's not that he's an old friend, but he's an old rival. I see him and he starts lighting me up, and then it brings the fire back in you, and then you start to feel it a little bit more. I mean, you got a nice blistered chest, but damn, it was great. His performance, Daniel Bryan, over an hour and 15 minutes in that Rumble. I wanted him to win. I'm glad Braun did. I love Braun. But Daniel was the MVP of that match. He really was. Speaking of Strowman, he broke the record for most eliminations in a single Royal Rumble match. He beat Roman Reigns' record of 12 by getting 13 eliminations, which were Babadoon, Dan Matter, Big E, Heath Slater, Ty Dillinger, Titus O'Neil, Kurt Hawkins, Great Khali, Shane McMahon, Bobby Lashley, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, and Big Cass. I thought he was going to break it 2017, 2017 and 2018, but he's finally broke Roman Reigns' record. Hallelujah! Braun is dominant. Get these hands! I love Braun. And there's been some fan concerns with Aiden English after he took a Tombstone pile driver from The Undertaker and it looked like his head hit the mat. He was reportedly helped to the back by referees and medical staff. According to PW Insider, English is said to be fine and was just selling the impact of the move as he was removed from the casket. Well, I'm glad he's okay. And then we go to why the crowd was so quiet during the Greatest Royal Rumble event. This is coming from a Reddit user. He said most of the ringside was quiet because they were mostly middle-aged men with families who didn't care for wrestling. I snuck into those seats and sat next to someone who pointed out how fake wrestling is the whole show. Most of the seats were invite only and weren't sold to the general public, so that's why there were no hardcore fans. I was basically the only one cheering in my area and got a lot of dirty looks. You're getting dirty looks for cheering in a wrestling event? My God! The women got huge spots when they appeared on the network commercials. Hopefully they'll bring them in next year. By the time the Rumble came on, the crowd was tired and a lot of people left. Most of the men being in the mid-card didn't help. I tried to cheer on the NXT guys, but no one recognised them, so that fell short. I honestly had the best time of my life. My brother was one of the kids during Cena's entrance, so we got to spend time in catering and gorilla. Met a lot of wrestlers, but tried not getting in their way. Talked to Roddy for a bit, and he's honestly one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I also got to watch Brock Orton, Cesaro Rusev, and Sunil play football, and Jericho, Matt, and Corbin tan. Me and Corbin were also just looking at each other laughing for 10 minutes because of Titus. Oh, me and Corey. Me and Corey were laughing. I thought I said Corbin. Well, it sounds like it was a nice event, as in what you got to do backstage and that, which was really cool, but that is the problem when they let ringside not be the hardcore fans. Because you kind of got a dead crowd in the front. Thoughts for next time, WWE, but either way, even though I've heard the phrase glorious house show thrown around, I thought it was a really good event. Solid matches. The Triple H match was fantastic. Undertaker Rusev match was really good. The Cruiserweight was awesome. That ladder match was really good. Yeah, the other time matches were fairly decent. The Rumble I found quite entertaining. I feel like I'm missing a standout match. Nope, I'm not. Yeah, that was a fantastic event. I actually really enjoyed it. I do hope you've all enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed this episode of Newsroom, please let me know. Please subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later. Bye.